Hey everybody, it's Savannah Taylor, the Gardenista, your kitchen garden coach. And today we are back with growing some zucchini. Oh my goodness, we have this restaurant here in California called the Fish Grill, and they have the best zucchini. Oh, every time I order it, I say, I gotta grow some more zucchini. And I especially love it. And this is just a little recipe. You can slice them up, put them in the oven, sprinkle some Parmesan cheese on them. Oh, they're so good, you guys. But yes, we are going to get some zucchini in the ground because they love warm weather. And now is the time to get them in the soil. Wherever you are in the country, if you have weather that is between 60, 70 degrees, and that's, during the nights, it's time to get them in the soil. Now, if you're not quite there yet, you can start your seeds indoors. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to start my seeds indoors, and I'll explain why. Because for those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. But I do start my seeds in a bag, and it's a method that has worked for me for years. You find one thing that works and you just stick with it, right? So I'm going to show you how to do that. And I'm telling you, I think just about every seed germinates each time. I haven't had a problem with getting my seeds to germinate this way. And for those of you who are wondering, germinate, I don't speak garden yet. Germinate just means to get your seeds to sprout. So, all right. So we are going to start with some zucchini seeds, and I have a paper towel here. And for those of you who already know how I do, let's just be patient for the new people, for the new students. Okay. So I'm going to take 5 seeds. And I only use 5 seeds because, as you will see, these bad boys are going to take over this paper towel. When it sprouts, the roots are just going to go all up into the paper towel. Okay. And I'm going to fold it over. I'm going to take my spray bottle. All of these things are available in my Amazon store. I love this spray bottle because you can hold it this way and it's still spraying. You can still continue to spray it and it just goes. I love it. So available in my Amazon store. And like I always say, this part of the process, you want to get your paper towel very wet. You don't want to get it sopping wet, which is why I'm not running it under the faucet. You just want to get it very wet till you can hold it up like I'm about to do. Okay. And then your seeds do that. Ha ha. Ta-da. See, they're all in there, but my paper towel is not dripping wet. Okay. That's perfectly moist. And before I do that, almost skipped a step. I'm telling you guys, this method can get so addictive that you almost forget what's in your bag. So it is important to label your baggies. Okay, this is a gallon-sized baggie. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take our seeds and I'm going to lay them as straight as possible because you'll see why in a second once I show you the ones that are already done. And this is also another tip, you guys. You see, even though I have some sprouted seeds already and I'm getting ready to sprout some more, this is how you keep a continuous flow of things going. And this process is only taking me a little longer because, I'm just doing this tutorial. But as you can imagine, that only took a few minutes. So for those of you who are tight on time, you got kids, you got pets, you got soccer, you got all this stuff going on, that didn't take any time at all. And here they are in my bag. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stick this above my stove. And for those of you who are new to this process, I highly recommend setting an alarm to remind you in a week's time to check your seeds above the stove, because these ones that I'm about to show you, it hasn't even been a week, you guys, and they've already sprouted. So I'm going to put these above the stove. Now, why did I put those above my stove? Well, you want to keep them in a place that's dark and warm. Mind you, I said dark and warm, not dark and hot, okay? And you definitely don't want to put them somewhere cold. You want to put them somewhere dark where it's not cold, and that's where you get all that action. And here we go with these bad boys. Ooh, y'all, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, this wasn't even a week, you guys. I'm going to come up close. Okay, this is my sprouted zucchini, you guys. Look at all that craziness. Not even 6 days. I'm telling you, it wasn't up there that long. So as you can see, the roots have all grown into the paper towel. And, if I had filled this up with more seeds, that would have been too much. It would have been, because we have to separate these roots. And that's what I'm going to show you. Okay, now for those of you who've seen me do this before, you are about to see me do something a little different. Okay, now I've got some nursery pots here. I already have some indoor soil in them. Now, usually I will put my young little sprouts that I pull down from over the stove and I'll put them in these little nursery pots. But y'all saw these bad boys. They have already outgrown this size nursery pot. So I'm going to go ahead and put them in their big boy and big girl pots. Okay. And also the reason I'm using indoor soil is because these are brand new sprouts. They're not ready for the outdoors yet. So I am going to keep them indoors for a little bit until they get a little bigger. I'm going to put them in this tray because they're not going to fit in my little window saucer. But I'm going to keep them by some light, a lighted window area. And again, indoor soil is for indoor because if you use outdoor soil indoors, you'll get gnats. Okay. The outdoor soil has a lot of compost and stuff that's already in it that's going to breed, cultures. Okay. So you don't want to have that inside. Now, indoor soil has lots of nutrients too. It just doesn't have those elements that breed the gnats. Okay. All right. So we are going to put these in their big boy pots. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up close and I'm going to show you, for those of you who are new, how I separate these. All right. Ready? Here we go. Let's look at this. Woo-hoo-hoo. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. These is ready. Okay, so we're going to go ahead. Now, I have a couple here that did grow into one another. So I'm going to go ahead and they can go in a pot together. They'll be fine. Okay. So I'm going to tear around it right here. I'm going to let you guys see what we got. Okay. I'm putting this whole bad boy, both of them, in that big nursery pot. Isn't that cool? And the seed's even still there, the hull. Okay, so we are ready to take this whole thing, paper towel and all, and we're going to stick it in this nursery pot. Now, some of you are saying, wait, the paper towel too? Yes, the paper towel too. This paper towel is going to disintegrate around the plant in the soil as it grows, and it's actually going to make the soil even healthier and bring us some friends, hopefully, some little friends of the garden. Okay, worms. For those of you, we need our worms. We have friends and foes of the garden, and I'll do another video on that for those of you who are a little squeamish, because we do need some friends, some little critters. They don't care about us, they just care about the garden, and that's how we want to keep it. Them over there and us over here, you know what I'm saying. All right, so once I get these in the soil, what I'm also going to do is I am going to, and you know what, I think the other one, oh, here it is right here. Okay, there are five here, so it was just a little hard to see. But the thing about doing it this way, again, you get a much better germination, okay, much better germination rate. Your seeds will sprout more successfully. And it really does give your plants a head start. I can't tell you, I was explaining in one of the other videos that, yeah, you do have some people who have big gardening spaces. And so doing it this way, yeah, it would be a little cumbersome because they got a lot of land. They're trying to get acres and stuff, grown. Okay. The sprouts are a little small in that one, but it'll be fine. Okay. And we'll stick this one in there as well. So yeah, when you have that much going on, in a garden and you've got a big gardening space, well, yeah, this could be a little bit much. But this is just kitchen gardening. This is just growing enough food for you and your family. All right. And it, like I said, it doesn't really take much time. Once you get a little routine going, pretty soon it'll be something you can enjoy with your children. I'm telling you, kids get a kick out of this process. They really, really do. So if you have kids, I highly recommend it. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I am going to take my misting bottle. Again, I do recommend misting because let's say if I had seeds in here. Well, if I were to take a regular spray bottle, and I am going to add water to the bottom, don't worry. If I had a regular spray bottle, then my seeds and my soil would go blowing all over the place. And we don't want that. We don't want to disturb what we've already put in here. Okay. And so misting is a strategy that I encourage you to do. In this bottle, everything is in my Amazon store. These pots, the nursery tray, all of this, they come several in a pack, very inexpensive and reusable, of course. Okay. And you just want to get this topsoil really moist. The reason why I like this spray bottle is because you can hold it like that and it still sprays. I love it. Okay. So now that we've got the topsoil moistened, I am going to add some water around the bottom. And I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to keep these indoors because these are fresh sprouts and they're not ready for outdoors. Once they get a little tall and more mature, I'm going to then transfer them to a grow bag outdoors. But before I do that, I'm going to take them outside here and there for a couple hours, an hour or two, bring them back in, and the next day take them out again for an hour, bring them back. I probably will do that 2 or 3 times just so that they can get acclimated to the outdoors. And that process is called hardening off. If you fail to do that and you just take them out on their first day, the next day they will have been gone to glory and you will have to start all over again. And even though it's a quick process, you just don't want to, waste your seeds and whatnot. So I will also be using grow bags for those of you who are limited on space. Yes, zucchini is a sprawler, but you can use a tomato cage in a grow bag, and I recommend the 20-gallon size. You can also let them go up your fence or up a trellis. You can use clips to hold them as they go up the fence or go up your balcony. You can hang them over your balcony, all kinds of things. There's ways around small spaces. And so don't let the fact that they sprawl and they're a vine, keep you from, doing something like this. You can do it. And I'm not going to leave you guys hanging. We will be back with a follow-up on how these are doing. But until then, thank you guys so much for all of your support. Be sure to check out my Amazon store for all your gardening and kitchen supplies. And I will see you again next time when we grow something else. Remember, this is why kitchen gardens matter. All right. See you next time. Bye.